Sorry, guys, just figuring out a stack correction. It's the motherfucker haters. Oh, yeah. You guys get to join me while I eat. That is hot. Holy goodness. I should have prepared better for that. Jeepers. How we doing, everybody? Everybody have a good 4th of July? Everyone go to our mother-in-law's house and enjoy the day. Just kidding, Eric. Just kidding. Look, this is going to be a quick one, okay? It's kind of pretty much what I try to lie and say to Ray all the time, and she says, what's different? Doo-doo. All right. I'll be here all week. That's right. A stat correction got me that dub. Tie my ass. Sorry, Brian. I know you're watching. I know you're out there. Sir, we got to meet in real life because I want to shake your hand for real, not just with a GIF. Okay. But, yeah, woke up this morning and I'm getting confetti thrown on my dick because I won that shit 6-5. All right. Look, let's face it, okay, Brian? You stepped into a lion's den and you got purred. All right, enough of that. Look, stat corrections are bullshit, dude, and it fucking sucks because sometimes they can go in your favor and sometimes they go not in your favor and sometimes they really don't fucking matter. And what's even crazier is, like, there is a day in time that will affect quite possibly matchups that now were 2 weeks ago. If you guys remember, some of us were playing in a matchup and we had representatives in a Boston Red Sox game and it got suspended. So guess what? When that game finalizes, those stats backdate to that matchup. They don't backdate to, or they're not collected for the game that is made up, if you will. It's a suspended game. They've suspended it in time. Oop, there it is. There's that Boston Red Sox game. And those stats will go to that week. I was banking on that the week that I was playing. I believe it was Jason. So, yeah, that's just kind of how it goes. But let's get into last week as quickly as possible. Last week, we had a matchup of the week between Trippin' Billies and Walker because at the time, it was number 1 and number 2. Now, there is only number 1 and number 5. Trippin' Billies took on Rally Monkeys, and Shane did what he's been actually doing this week. However, he met a worthy adversary this week in the batting column. He did not blow us away with 19 home runs, 47 ribbies, and a batting average that's higher than a giraffe's ass. No, we'll get into ass later as to whose ass actually took all those batting categories in our league last week. And I'll give you a hint. I'm playing her ass this week. Fuck me in the beard. Trippin' Billies did, however, dominate in the runs, but it was very close in the home runs and one ribby separated. See, all that cheddar and just not enough to get it done in the ribbies. They tied in stolen bases, but it was not an agreeable thing in the average, 332 to 274, and the OBP 390 to 348. This is where things got even more interesting. Last week I said, this is how this matchup is going to go. If Walker's pitchers step up to the mound like that, then we've got ourselves a matchup. Well, they did not. They fell off the mound and they rolled all the way to the catcher's mitt, 58 strikeouts is all that they could come up with. They did, however, get 4 wins, but a 5.19 ERA against a 4.64. Shane's all like, yeah, I got the win, bro. That ship will not sail all the time. And a 1.33. Now, let me bring this all full circle. Shane now holds the tiebreaker between you two gentlemen, because as I recapped last week, 7-3 was your first score. 8-3 is now your second score. Therefore, to the victor go the spoils. Shane is grinning somewhere ear to ear in that one. So, you know what's going to suck is if I was wrong in what I just said. So, I feel very confident in what I said, but I don't know. But when you look at the grand scheme of things, Christian Yelich actually showed up and showed off this week with 8 runs, 3 home runs, and 5 ribbies. And then Jacques Peterson and Brian Reynolds. I heard a stat today that the Pittsburgh Pirates, in that shellacking of the Mets the other day, put up a season high or the most home runs that they've ever hit in one game with 7. And they also ran out of fireworks because they were hitting so many home runs. Who does that? Especially after we just got rid of 4th of July. I mean, there should have been fireworks like sitting around the corner at some dude's house just waiting to get launched. I mean, come on. You guys got like a skyline right there. You got people that live in like, condominiums and stuff. Could have called one of them up and said, hey, launch some fireworks out for us. Can you do that? But yeah, when you got Gavin Williams not doing so well, Mason Miller threw up an 18 ERA. You also got Garrett Cole laying a goose egg of an 8.31. And a Pablo Lopez, your adopted stepson's brother-in-law's cousin's sister's, whatever he is to you and your relatives, just not a good day for old Walker. And he ends up taking the 8-3 on the chin and falling out of first place that he only held for a week and back down to the lowly 5th. Benchwarmers faced off against Mandalorians, and he was all celebrating in his birthday suit because he wasn't getting that ass handed to him on Sunday like he thought he was. He was able to scrounge around and get a tie in strikeouts, and he was able to pull out a stolen base and an average and an OBP that's just really exciting. He's just waiting for the week that we play each other for him to do his thing. But if it weren't for Lane Thomas and Lane Thomas alone swiping bags, Benchwarmers would have had probably an even more depressing week. But he only takes it on his chinny chin chin of a 6-5 score, keeping him still at the table with a 4th place bid. Moving on, man alive, we just did not get any Lord's work this week from Sean. And it's not shocking that that wouldn't be a thing when you now have no Ohtani. You do, however, have Rhys Hoskins, but who else do you have other than a depleted and probably just flaccid Matt Olson? There we go. I was looking for that word and I found it. But you faced off against Sir Nick Mikasis Sukasis, and you did not do what the Lord needed you to do. Trey Turner is now back in Trey Turner form. He's like, Bryce Harper in here. I'm going to man the ship for a bit. But it wasn't enough against my Bravos, was it, bitch? Have a seat, fucker. I know that series would have been completely different had Bryce Harper been there. But maybe don't pull a hammy, bitch. Because fuck the Phillies. That's why. Terry Skubal, man, this dude is like, awesome. And nobody even really talks about him, but he's ranked 6th in our league. Yeah. Remember a couple of years ago when Casey had him on his team and he was a rookie? Yeah. That's really, guys, stop buying into the rookie pitcher hype, okay? Because they suck. They don't know what they're doing for the most part. 10-1. Thanks a lot for pulling out one for us, big guy. We appreciate that. Thanks for tying up the wins and getting that save plus hold. We really do appreciate it. Shawnee Bond. I don't know what the fuck I just said, but I said it. We're moving on. Ray said, hey, Eric, nice to see you. And he's pregnant with emotion right now because he was only able to pull out one batting stat and one pitching stat. He won 50-46 in the strikeouts and 5-3 in the stolen bases. Other than that, Ray pulled out her big ding dong and slapped it across the face, and she called it C. Walker. And no, it's not Chris, it's Christian Walker. 9 runs, 5 home runs, 11 ribbies on that face. And then she got a contributing factor from, one Jurickson Profar. Which might I remind you fucking faggots about the fact that you gave me nothing but horse shit about trading this guy away to her, and this guy has done nothing but made a case to be the MVP of the Major League Baseball. Thank you very much. Oh, you're Don Alvarez for Jurickson Profar. This boy used to be the number 1 draft pick. Okay, he's got the talent in his veins. He's just had, injuries. Why is it okay for a pitcher to get an injury and then he comes back and we're like, oh, he's back to ace status? But a guy that can hit, oh man, he's been injured his entire career. We just don't know. We don't know. This dude is balling, and he's about to ball on me this week. And then, of course, Bobby Witt woke the fuck up last week, too. And he's about to wake up. And Marcell Ozuna. It's not a good time to be Casey when he's trying to get a seat at the table. He's got to face off against his beautiful bride, and here she goes with doing things like, do you want to hear a little something that came out of my wife's mouth? And no, it was not in liquid form. It was, I'm gonna drop Cutter Crawford and make room for somebody coming off of the injured list, not but a couple of days ago. I looked at her and said, you do that, let me know, because I'm about to snatch that motherfucker up. Okay? I don't even remember who it was. I think it was one of those shitty ass outfielders that she has coming off of the injured list. And I was like, you're dumb. Okay. Anyways, Eric's all like, dang it, man, the thing's not working. I kind of told you, bro. I mean, you got what you wanted from Austin Riley. He hooked you up. Francisco Lindor is starting to shine. Brent Rooker, you went and grabbed his ass up. You got excited about a 1.79 Corbin Carroll doing things, but that's all you got, man. I'm telling you, it's not going to work. But what are you going to, what can you do at this point other than you're going to have to do something? That didn't make sense. What can you do? I don't know. So, anyways, we got to move along because I got something I want to get on, okay? Tortured Baseball Department. He is looking like a collapsed lung right now, and that'd be Jason, okay? He went up against Jesus, and Jesus said, come to me. Come to Jesus. Come to Jesus. Jesus. 32 to, he took every single one of those batting categories. Now, again, Jason, let's look at this in a bigger picture. You only lost by 2 home runs. You only lost by 1 stolen base. Your average was not average. And that was it. You did, however, win by 2 wins and won by 2 strikeouts. But that ERA will not walk. Sir, 6.14, not going to get it done, even against a 4.71 ERA. You got some nice things from the Rafaela, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle guy. But outside of that, you faced off against a now resurgent, hot Spencer Steer and Brenton Doyle in Colorado. Sorry, dude. It is what it is. Look at that Riley Green. How can you be upset when Riley Green is doing the things that he's doing for you, buddy? Okay? All right, so Torture Baseball Department is not happy about where he sits. We will recap or look at where he and the rest of the top 6 sit in a moment. Yes, I faced off against Brian. We started out that way. This was close. I benched Suzuki. He could have won me the stolen bases and probably got me a closer average. I was streaming. And dude, will somebody just tell Scott, bro, I'd be more than happy to trade you somebody if you want the players that I'm going to drop. I realize that it's kind of early or late in the evening when I do it, and you're the only motherfucker up. But bro, don't waste one of your 74 moves that you have left. I'll trade you this guy. If you wanted Cabrera, here, you can have him. I think he's up, and he shouldn't be up. I think Max Meyer should be up. But Max Myers seems to probably just be an NA position for the rest of the fucking season because he's not getting the call up, which is some buttered bullshit. I don't know what buttered bullshit is, but it sounds delicious on a hamburger. Anyways, we need to move on. That was our matchups of the week last week. Moving on to week 15, here we go. Of course, Rayford's probably already got 3 home runs and a bag of chips. Nope. But she is hitting a lot better than me, and she's got more people in her lineup. So, any motherfucking way, I've lost a little bit of where we're at here. Hold on a second. Here we are, week 15. So, this matchup, the matchups look like this. I will be facing off against Rayford Peaches. This obviously is the second time through the matchup, so I don't remember how the first time went, but I think she beat me. I can't remember. I think so, and it's going to be going that way again. Trip and Billy's will face off against Hitman, and so Shane is probably going, if you could go higher than 1, he would go higher than 1 this week. Okay, he's just going to extend out his games back from everybody else, or games ahead, rather. Bench warmers will be facing off against Mikasa Sukasas. Look, Josh, you got one job here, okay? In order for you to stay relevant, you got to beat this fucker, okay? Whatever you got to do. I don't know what you got to do. Got to rob a bank to make it happen? I don't know. Got to make a trade? I don't fucking know, Josh. But we have dubbed this the Lord's work to bring down this guy. Are you going to be a disciple for the Lord and do his work? I don't know. We'll get back to you. How is it that he's third, you're fourth, and yet you have more wins than him? I hate fucking ties. It's so stupid. Anyways, Mandalorians will face off against troubleshooters. Yay, that one's a good matchup. Jesus says, shut the hell up, Casey. And the Tortured Baseball Department will look to face off against Brian. Right now, this one's looking like Jason's got a big smile on his face wherever he's at. And Brian's not, he's still pining over a stat correction. And swinging and missing, facing off against Rally Monkeys. Who do we give this matchup of the week to? Well, I think we pretty much just said it's our disciple Josh against Nick, with a little bit of a, I know that Eric and Walker never disappoint in the chat, so let's have those two be our little sub matchup of the week, if you will. We've got this one, but if you want to tune into this one too, you can, okay? Because again, I'm not really overly concerned with my matchup of the week because I don't have a chance in hell to actually get it done. So, without further ado, let's look at the standings real quick, and then we will get on to my next rant and my final rant. And again, I'm trying to get out of here at the 25-minute mark. So, with our top 6, Trippin' Billy's is 3 games ahead of Rayford Peaches, followed by Mikasa's, Sukasa's, Benchwarmers, and Rally Monkeys. I said all of their names because they are equally 4.5 games back from Trippin' Billy's. And with an extra half, 5 games back would be Jason in the Tortured Baseball Department. And sitting, the magic number is 4.5 games back from Jason is myself. Now, 11.5 games back from me is Brian. 5.5 games back from Brian is Jesus. Swinging and missing. Whoo, You got some ground to make up, sir. Could this be a year where we don't see Eric in the playoffs? Eric, I'll be down there with you, okay? We can fight for the consolation. Again, I haven't buried the last two, Sean and Scott, just yet. But, gentlemen, you got the highest hill to climb. Anyways, moving on. This was my rant. I've been wanting this day to come so that I could actually vent again, not just in thread form. Wow, I can't believe you dropped Nick Gonzalez, bro. What'd you do that for? That dude's been doing pretty good for you, hasn't he? 22 runs, 5 home runs. I mean, sure, he's decent. Okay, all right, fine. No, I'm not going to add him. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I have a injured Renhefo, but, Anyways, moving on. So, baseball's got to figure something out here. I know little old me in the corner of Jacksonville, they don't really give a shit about. But this is by far one of the dumbest rules I've ever heard of. So if you were not paying attention to the conversation that was had between myself, Walker, and Shane about their matchup, and more specifically about a pitcher that named Waldron in the Padres game, and I forget who he was playing. I know I mentioned the names a couple of times, and now I'm kind of drawing a blank. It's really easy to fix the blank. Just pull up Waldron's last matchup. It was against the Arizona Diamondbacks. Yes, right. Eugenio Suarez. Eugenio Suarez hits, either walked or hit a baseball. I can't exactly remember. I think he walked. We're going to say he got on first regardless. Waldron was the pitcher at the time. Waldron, then in the 7th inning, is removed from said game. The next pitcher that comes in is little old Matsui. He comes on the mound. The batter hits a ball to shortstop. Shortstop then relays the ball to second, therefore getting Eugenio Suarez out. And no play was at first. This is what they call apparently a fielder's choice, because the fielder had to make a choice as to which runner to get out. Well, he chose the easier path, the one that's maybe 30 feet away. And there was no play because the runner was fast down the baseline and got to first. The next play is, I believe, a double or a triple, and bringing in the runner from first home. This is what happened. 1 out. There was no outs when Waldron left. 1 out was Eugenio Suarez. And then the runner that Matsui gave up a pitch to, and Matsui hit, he is then on first. No Eugenio Suarez. No Matt Waldron. Nobody that was affiliated with the bat or the pitch was in the game anymore. And because the fielder's choice chose the easier path to an out, the run that scored went to Waldron. I must have just learned baseball for the first fucking time, but that makes abso-fucking-lutely no fucking sense at all. How is it that a man gets charged with something that another man did? Why is this hard for us to figure out? Why do there have to be these unwritten, stupid fucking rules in a game of sport? We need to have common sense. It makes no sense to me at all to blame the person that is not in the game for something that he had zero control over. He did not make the pitch. He did not make the throw. He did not make the decision. It's called a fielder's choice. The fielder chose to get an out that he thought was the easiest. And thus it canceled out the fact that Waldron's batter that he faced was even on. He got out. 3 letters, O-U-T. He's out of the game. It doesn't count. Hence the reason why the fucking ghost runner in the 10th inning doesn't count. It's not his fault. The pitcher that's on the mound is not getting charged with the guy that's on second. So why the hell would the guy that's on first, being put there by Minnie Matsui, is being charged to Waldron? This is nonsense. Stop it, you're stupid fucking people. Stop. It's really fucking easy. Matsui made the pitch. That guy is on first. Why is he on first? Because the pitch that Matsui made, he hit it. Waldron wasn't there. That makes no sense. I don't have to make this fun. It's, you know what it is? It's tap water. All I do is I put the cup underneath the tap and I turn the tap on and water comes out. Sense. Makes sense to me. That's what it is. It makes fucking sense. Make it make sense. Why? Why do we have to be so fucking illogical and stupid? Why do we have to say, well, that guy over there did what, but because all these people affecting what's going on, it makes no fucking sense. It's fucking stupid. And then I asked this other, crazy ass question. Let me see what the time is real quick. Okay, I think, I went a little bit over, but I have a few minutes. I then posed this question, okay? Let's say that the 1 out was made, okay? I'm not even sure if I'm even going to be able to make it. But let's say that Waldron was there, the guy got out, and then the runner that went around didn't get there until after the second out. And what if there was another fielder's choice? What if there was another fielder's choice? What if that runner that runs and goes to second and it's a ground out and the fielder makes another choice to only get the base runner at second and can't make a play at first? Does Waldron get charged with that one? And if the answer is no, well then no fucking shit, because that makes sense. Right? Right. That's what I'm talking about. Stop making this game that is supposed to be so beautiful and simple not make sense. It doesn't make fucking any sense. It's fucking stupid. Oh, I think I posed a question. What if Matsui had gotten injured and the next person to come in makes another pitch and that person then still has a run come around and score? Well, is he going to get charged with it? Waldron's going to get charged with it. Now he's got 2 pitchers that have stood in his way or made this effect on him. That makes no sense. It's fucking stupid. It's this dumbass rule. I don't care what you say, Walker. It's dumb. It's dumb. It makes no sense to blame another man for your mistake. You are the pitcher on that mound. This is what I say to everybody that I train at the radio station. When you're behind the controls, it is on you, not on me. You're the driver in this fucking condition, not me. If you press the wrong button, that's your fault. I don't control what you do. Thank you very much. It's a motherfucking pay a hater's ball. Ooh, yeah. We're going to end it that way. I'm not going to play the outro. You just got serenaded for real. God, it is hot as shit in here.